Hi there Pisces, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is going to be your weekly intuitive reading for December 7th through to the 13th. Pisces, we'll see what's on the cards for you. I will be getting started as per usual with my fave oracle deck, the Work Your Light, then choosing you an overarching tarot card from the Moonchild Tarot and getting out the tarot story of the Rider-Waite, clarifying with the Radiant Rider today. So while I do that, Pisces, just want to let you know that I did a thing. I am on TikTok. Yeah, me of all people, if you know me, I'm the most unlikely to put myself out there on social media, but I'm doing it. And yeah, I'm actually really loving the 1 minute readings. You can do so much in 1 minute, guys. So I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. All the links below, are below underneath this video, as well as the link to my website if you do want to book a personal reading. So I post fairly regularly on TikTok. Sometimes I also post those videos on Instagram or Facebook. So if you want to see me do my thing, which is a little different to what I do here, check it out. Sorry, I was getting a bit distracted by that candle there. It's burning quite brightly. I should have trimmed the wick, but I didn't. Anyway, let's get your energy out, Pisces. Okay, we've got two. We'll take them. I have got Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? And the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So Pisces, you know, this is very much about potentially being called somewhere else, to a new start, to a new beginning. And it's really asking you, where are you being called to journey to? In an area of your life, is there a deeper calling that maybe you've have been maybe suppressing or not moving towards? And this card here is really saying maybe it's time for you to actually cross the threshold, to maybe come out of the cave and to move towards what might be something more fulfilling that seems kind of like a brighter future for you. But what I always notice in this card, Pisces, is that we can't see the full vista. There's a certain amount of the fool's journey that needs to be taken, as in we don't really know what the destination is, how it's all going to play out, but we're being called to move beyond where we are now, because there's a sense of that holding us a little bit in the darkness, you know, in the limitations. It reminds me of the judgment energy, where we see these people naked and vulnerable launching out of these small dark spaces, which I always say holds the devil energy, which can be our own limitations or the limitations of others, society, situations, control, all of those kinds of things. And, you know, we're being asked to rise beyond that, to liberate ourselves into, you know, whatever is your Imrama, your beautiful, bright direction here. You know, I'm reading a book about callings at the moment, and it really says that, you know, source is guiding us, that the messages are there for us, but Pisces, is your receiver turned on? We need to become the master of actually recognizing our own inner callings and where spirit is guiding us to in their many disguises. So definitely be tuning in. Your meditation is going to help you with that, taking that time out and not being too, you know, in the busyness of your business. Okay, Pisces, let's get out your overarching card. Pisces. Taking the top one here, King of Wands. Yeah, beautiful. This is generally my card of Leo in the major arcana. You might be dealing with a Leo person, but as an energy, this is really about stepping up and lead. And it's also about not being afraid to be seen. Some of you might have kind of like a coming out of the cave, coming out as a tarot reader. That's my story. You know, maybe coming out in terms of your sexuality as well, whatever it is for you. The King of Wands is not afraid to shine bright, to be seen, and to come into the light. Maybe some of you are, you know, embracing new gifts and talents, getting ready to maybe step up into a leadership or an entrepreneurial role. It can really be very much a business energy, mentor, boss, manager, leader, that kind of thing. The thing about the King of Wands as well is the King of Wands has this real ability to discern opportunities that are really worth pursuing, that are on purpose, that are going to be very much engaging your passion as well. So if you do have a range of options on the table at the moment, the King of Wands energy is going to help you discern which is the one that is worth you sinking your time, effort, and energy into. It's a real visionary energy. All right, well, let's get the story out. So that could be your calling. You're being asked to step up into your calling, to be seen in your calling, to come out of the cave. Drawing you the energy of the recent past, Pisces. Energies leaving, completing, transitioning in your life. If this is your reading for Pisces, please. This is the cave. This is the holding on, guys. That's the fear. Are you ready to let it go, to expose that heart and to move into that truth? Okay. Okay, both cards of Capricorn here, and the devil energy that I was talking about with that kind of out of the cave. Yes, we're going to need to move beyond limitations and refocus that energy. Let's get the outcome out. Outcome, result energy for Pisces. Sagittarius, Knight of Wands, as we move into Sagittarius season. I've got the Seven of Wands at the bottom of this deck. Let's clarify. Clarifying the Four of Pentacles. King of Swords, Aquarius in the Minor Arcana. Clarifying the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles, the Chariot, Cancer, number 7 in the Major Arcana. I've got two number 7s here. 7-7, you might want to Google that angel number. Could be significant for some of you. It could mean 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. There is going to be something significant in this story playing out. Two of Swords here as well. I am finishing on the Five of Pentacles. Yep, okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean the Five of Pentacles for me, oh look, we now have two Seven of Wands here. So we do have struggle and challenge here. I mean, this for me is the energy of in the cave that we saw. The Five of Pentacles is that energy of feeling constricted, contracted, in loss, sometimes in lack. Some of you may have, you know, lost a job this year. Obviously, somebody watching this absolutely has, of course. Lost money. Some of us have lost, you know, relationships because, you know, being in lockdown, all that extra stress and all of that. Some of you have just lost a bit of faith. You know, Five of Pentacles can really be that feeling of things being against us. The thing with the Five of Pentacles, though, is that, you know, the more we're kind of in that vibration, that we do attract more of that. Lack breeds lack. So it's a real wake-up call to really move into that magician mode, which is, you know, cultivating that strong inner game and understanding that you're projecting that energy out there in the world. You will receive a vibrational match, Pisces, for what you are extending out into the world, and, you know, magnetize and manifest that energy back to you. So the Five of Pentacles is that energy of, you know, I'm feeling quite disconnected from source, really. Yeah, it's that isolation from source. The thing is, these people here are passing the church, the Hierophant, and, you know, they could get everything they need for the night, you know, the food, the clothing, the cold, all of that kind of thing. They don't see it because they're consumed by their own misery. So the message here is to see the big picture in your life at this stage and realize that there is a shining light. There is a direction here unfolding for you, but potentially until now, you haven't been able to see it. But you're stepping into visionary energy. The King of Wands is leading you to see and be seen so that you can actually recognize, you know, what is upon you at the moment. Where are you being called to journey to? Well, first of all, the first step is to, you know, let's open our awareness, let's open our eyes and actually see that there is actually that direction calling you ahead. And that is exactly what the King of Swords is here for as well. Because for all of the not seeing the big picture of the Five of Pentacles, the King of Swords is about seeing the big picture. It's about, you know, he's sitting there on that cliff top looking out over the vista, you know, just watching, just seeing how all the parts are moving, seeing with full clarity the options on the table. Some of you might want to move towards new employment. Some of you might want to move towards new love. What is it that you want to move towards in this bright future, or what is it that you're needing to process and move away from? You know, we're moving into that that new moon in Sagittarius, which is going to be an eclipse. It's a really powerful time for endings and beginnings at the same time. So the King of Swords says there's an opportunity to transform your life. It starts by seeing the big picture, by, you know, really seeing where the dots are and beginning to connect them, and then you can make that powerful move forward. What we need to be careful of, Pisces, is that we don't slip back into the fear. You know, we've got 5 of Pentacles here, and now we're back to a 4. And the 4 of Pentacles can be, you know, that miser card, being in the fear, the scarcity, the lack, shutting down that heart chakra and going, no, I can't do what my heart wants. I need to mind my pentacles. You know, what about the money? What about the security? What about the home? I don't want to risk any of those things. Let's just hold on for dear life. But the King of Swords is about expanse. It's about opening and letting go in order to transform our lives. So we want to move out of the fear and into that King of Swords energy. This is Aquarius in the minor arcana, so some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius as well. The King of Swords is also about, you know, cutting yourself free from the energetic cords of the past, setting boundaries, claiming victories, and also truthful, honest communication, or just operating authentically for yourself. And if we close down the heart and get into fear mode, we're not actually being authentic. We're actually living from the ego fears. So this is about being honest with yourself about where you want to head here. Now, in the current or focus energy, I'm really interested in this little combo here first, the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles. So as I mentioned when I was talking about the Initiation Oracle card, you know, it links to me to Judgment, which is about the final stage, hearing that divine call to liberate yourself from what has had you struggling in the past, or this year. I'm kind of saying it's probably this year. What has been that devil energy for you? Has it been a debt situation? You know, addiction, your own or others. Addictions come in many forms: overeating, overspending, you know, too much social media, drugs, alcohol, all that kind of stuff. It can be, you know, control. Not necessarily control, manipulation of others always. Control of ourselves. Living in fear. It's that toxic energy that holds us back. So what is it that you need to let go of in terms of devil energy? What beast do you need to bring under control? The Queen of Pentacles with this is beautiful because, you know, she has danced with the devil. She is the minor arcana that links to the devil, but she has refocused her energy, right? She's refocusing her energy in a different direction, and because of that, you know, she has the ability to build abundance. Obviously, this is a double hit of Capricorn, so you may be dealing with a Capricorn person as well. But together, coming in with the Chariot, this is about claiming victory over the darkness. For some of you, this could have been a journey with depression as well, and we are finally raising our vibration and moving out of that cave, moving out of that darkness and shining in our glory, you know, King of Wands. So the Chariot is about claiming a victory, and there could be a key decision that you need to make as well as part of this transition. For some of you, it might be relocating for another job or something like that, or actually just changing your location, and then things will fall into place. It talks about leaving, you know, home or a comfort zone. The Four of Pentacles is very much about holding on to the comfort zone because the fear of the unknown is, you know, is greater, you know, than the fear or the pain that we're in the present, right? So that's a really slippery character there. We need to watch that one. So when we come into a clear, aligned, congruent decision, it brings these sphinxes into alignment that are pulling that Chariot, and we move forward at pace. But while we're sort of like in two minds, we're not sure, we're still dancing with the devil, then we don't move forward in that strong direction. We can kind of get this sort of mixed messaging or back and forthing in our lives. So the Chariot is about moving on to claim a victory, maybe a victory over the past. It's number 7, so it's about attainment. What do you want to attain in your life, and what steps do you need to take to move towards it? And then again here we see pretty much like a very similar theme in these two cards here. The Two of Swords and the Knight of Wands is, you know, decision making or being at a crossroads And it's not until we make that clear decision that we can propel forward to the new frontier here with the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is the card for me of Sagittarius in the Minor Arcana. And as I mentioned before, we are, moving into Sagittarius season. And I do believe that new moon, astrology people don't if I get this wrong, I think it's on the 14th of December, might be 15th, 14th, and that could be the time that is really, pivotal for you in moving forward here. So there is a decision that needs to be made. There is a crossroads, and the crossroads is whether to cross this threshold for you. That's a metaphor. It could be many different things. What is that final piece? What is that final decision that needs to be made? What I find really interesting here is that we have these two characters and they're both guarding the heart space. So there's a real message here that this decision needs to be made from the heart. We need to use the fact, logic, and the details that are available to us. King of Swords is about that as well. But as mixed with that fact and logic, like what we know, the pros and the cons, we want to tune into that intuition. There's the new moon. We want to tune into the intuition rather than the ego, right? And that's how we make a clear decision. So this is kind of saying to me that at the new moon in Sagittarius is the opportunity to move forward. So that eclipse could be really powerful for you. Yeah, the new moon in Sagittarius is an eclipse. So really, really powerful energy here. That could be the time that you might be able to make this decision and move forward. And then there's no stopping you. The Knight of Wands is charging forth to your passions, to your desires. The Knight of Wands has seen the opportunity with the visionary energy of the King of Wands and is now moving forward with it, understanding that you can manifest your desires from that. And I think the only thing that we really need to be careful of here is this kind of energy of the Seven of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands for me is the kind of temptation to keep doing what we've been doing and to stay in the past energy. But when we do that, we stay in this energy of challenge where we're out of universal flow, where we're pushing against the current. The Seven of Wands for me, when I see this, is the indication that we need to stop going against the grain and surrender to what is unfolding, and that's when things become easy, things become, in the flow. We can get out of this fight, flight, or freeze. And you can see here, Pisces, that beautiful green pasture, which stands for, that expanse, that utopia, that Imrama that you're being called to journey to, is actually just right behind you. And you're actually already on the side of that. So it's time to stop fighting, surrender, and maybe just turn around, maybe just cross that threshold. Maybe you are closer, Pisces, than what you really think, and it's time to let go of those last, self-limiting beliefs, those last little energetic cords that are holding you back from crossing the line. Okay, Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. I feel like that was kind of more of a metaphoric reading, but generally, the general readings come out like that and you can relate them to your situation. Just keep in mind it is a general reading for the collective, so it's not going to be everybody's reading, and sometimes it's just, pieces that resonate. If you're called to share, do leave me a comment. I do read them all, Pisces, and I try to respond to as many as I can. Helps me get to know you guys, connect with your energies, and see what's going on in the collective. And Pisces, it has been a pleasure once again, and I will see you again next week for another one. Bye for now.